You're checking your bank balance again. Not because something went wrong, nothing broke, no emergency. You just want to know where you stand. Bills are paid, income came in on time. But the number is lower than you expected. Again, you make decent money now, more than you used to. Yet somehow it still feels tight, like the margin never grows. Money arrives, money leaves. And in between, life happens so fast you don't remember deciding on most of it. You tell yourself you'll get serious later, when things settle down, when income is higher, when you finally feel ahead. But life doesn't slow down, it speeds up. There's always something new. A small upgrade, a little convenience, a reward that feels deserved. Better phone, nicer car, food delivered because you're tired, subscriptions you meant to cancel. None of it feels irresponsible, that's why it works. It feels normal, and at night when the noise drops, when your phone is face down and the house is quiet, you feel it, not panic, not fear, just that quiet financial pressure. The sense that you should be further along by now. You're not bad with money, you're not lazy, you're not careless. You're living inside a system built around comfort, convenience, and delay. The invisible villain isn't spending itself. It's ease. It's how effortless it is to trade tomorrow for today. How painless it feels in the moment. How invisible the long-term cost really is. You don't lose money in one dramatic mistake. You lose it slowly, quietly, in ways that feel harmless. And this is why the richest people in the world don't look rich. But here's the truth that flips everything. They didn't get wealthy by earning more and upgrading faster. They got wealthy by refusing to turn progress into lifestyle. While others treated every raise like permission, they treated it like leverage. They didn't confuse comfort with success, or attention with security. They understood that looking rich and being free are not the same goal. Every upgrade adds weight, more to manage, more to maintain, more to think about. A bigger house doesn't just give you space, it gives you responsibility, mental load, ongoing obligation. More things demand more attention. And attention is expensive. When your life fills up with stuff, your money has less room to grow. This is why discipline looks different at the top. It isn't restriction, it isn't punishment, it's relief, it's clarity. It's knowing exactly where your money is going. And more importantly, where it isn't. They don't chase excitement. They don't need constant novelty. They value consistency, predictability, control. They don't perform wealth. They preserve it. While everyone else is trying to look ahead, trying to signal success, trying to prove progress, they're quietly stepping back, creating distance between what they earn and what they spend. That distance becomes power, it becomes time, options, calm, freedom you can't photograph. Most people assume billionaires live modestly because they're already safe. It's backwards. They're safe because they never built their identity on spending. They don't need their lifestyle to validate them. They don't need approval from strangers. Looking normal becomes strategic. It protects their focus, their energy, their future. Meanwhile, the loud version of success is fragile. High income, high expenses, no margin. Everything looks impressive until something goes wrong. The quiet version looks boring until you realize how much freedom it holds. Over decades, this difference compounds. Two people can earn similar incomes, work similar careers, live in similar cities. One upgrades every time life allows it. The other holds the line. One builds a lifestyle. The other builds a balance sheet. Years pass. Then decades. One wonders where the money went. The other wonders how they got so much flexibility. The gap isn't intelligence. It isn't luck. It isn't motivation. It's identity. One person sees money as something to express. The other sees it as something to deploy. One chases comfort. The other protects optionality. And here's the uncomfortable part. Most upgrades don't actually make life better for very long. You adapt quickly. What felt exciting becomes normal. The happiness fades, but the cost stays. You end up paying a permanent price for a temporary emotional lift. The wealthiest people understand this intuitively. They find a level of enough, safe, clean, functional, and they stay there. They refuse to pay the adaptation tax. They don't ask how much more they can afford. They ask how little they need to stay free. This is why discipline equals freedom. Not because discipline makes you richer overnight, but because it removes pressure, it gives you breathing room. It lowers financial noise, it lets money work quietly in the background. Instead of constantly demanding your attention, you stop reacting, you start choosing. And once that shift happens, the urge to upgrade weakens, you see through it. You notice how often spending is really about signaling, about reassurance, about keeping up, and you realize something else. The people who need to look rich are usually the ones still trying to convince themselves. The ones who are secure don't need the costume. They move calmly, deliberately, patiently. They know that real wealth isn't loud, it doesn't rush, it compounds. So the question isn't whether you can afford the next upgrade. It's whether that upgrade is helping your future grow, or just making today feel easier. And once you see that clearly, you can't unsee it. You start noticing where your money actually goes, what it's really buying, comfort or control, distraction or direction. In a world obsessed with more, choosing enough becomes a quiet form of power. And the moment you stop trying to look rich, you finally give yourself space to become free.